quote would you use to support motivation and inspiration at these challenging times, and why?
Oh. Well, it's another favourite quote of mine. And this really, so I look at my journey, and there was a time when I thought it was so unfair. Why me? Why me? Why me? And now I've kind of learned that I had to go through all those tough times to learn what I've learned and to enable me to get in the position that I've got. So my favourite quote, and that's kind of the why first, I guess, but there's another why to come at the end of it. But my favourite quote is actually from a guy called David Goggins, and it's doing things that make us uncomfortable help make us strong. The more time we spend uncomfortable, the stronger we'll become. And I think when we're in tough times, which we all are at the minute, I don't think there's anyone who can say they're enjoying this, it's tough, it's hard. We're not trying to deny that. We're not trying to just turn it into a whole load of, think positively and it'll all be fine. Like, no, it's tough. But actually, we're going to come out of this stronger. And I think for people who cope with lockdown, who cope with being on the front line, it's then when it's finished going, yeah, I did, I learned from it, I coped from it, and how resilient am I and how strong am I? And that's what enables us to grow, So actually, if you're finding it tough, if you're struggling, whether that's through lockdown or whether that's just with life in general or anything else that gets thrown in the future, that's when you're growing, that's when you're getting stronger, that's when you're getting tougher, and that'll take you somewhere if you let it. So that's my favourite quote, and that's why.
What quote would you use for motivation and inspiration to support these challenging times, and why?
I would say, when life gives you a wheelchair, find your skate park. Just kind of, for me, it was going out and riding in parks, and that brought me a lot of joy. And, my wheelchair was just kind of this symbol of freedom for me. But I think just in anyone's life, just, take, that struggle and look for the positive.
Quote B, and why?
I think I'd say, believe in yourself, you can do it. Whatever it is, you can do it. Just work hard and have a go. And I'd say that because I think that's what's helped me throughout. I was inspired, and I had the support to help me believe in myself, and I had other people believing in me, which I know a lot of people don't have. And I can't imagine how tough that must be. But we've all got something within us. I said it at the beginning, we've all got something really powerful within us. Just focus on that thing you love and work hard and use the support around you.
A quote that relates to motivation and inspiration. What would that quote be, and why?
There's so many quotes I pull out all the time because I speak quite metaphorically. Mm-hmm. My favourite kind of quote that I kind of pulled from nowhere once was that there's no limits to what you can do unless you limit yourself. And I think that still applies right now. Yes, okay, right now we are physically being limited, but that doesn't mean we have to put our own limitations on ourselves within that. We can still make the best of it somehow. And the other one I'm kind of using at the moment is kind of the analogy of the fact that just when the caterpillar thought the life was over, they became a butterfly. So I think we need to see this time right now as the moment where we're all kind of wrapping up in that cocoon. Mm-hmm. And when this isolation is over, we can open our wings and we can fly wherever we want and we can do what we want. And it's going to be beautiful when that happens. A butterfly for me is a huge kind of analogy for all my life. So I think that quote now more than ever resonates with me.
Quote B for motivation and inspiration, and why?
Oh man, you put me on the spot here. In the Sure Trust list, I think I put something like, I can't remember. It was something about living life to the last minute. I think it would be quite simple. And it's not my quote, but I can't remember where it's from. But it's if you can dream it, you can do it. And before I started doing marathons and Great South runs and 24-hour pushes, I would kind of just daydream, like, wouldn't it be good if I did this? Or wouldn't it be good to do a marathon? And then I think I just dreamt about it so hard, eventually I got bored of dreaming, and I just went and did it. Actually, no, I'll change that, sorry. Anything is possible. Absolutely anything is possible if you try hard enough.
Thank you. Inspiration. What would that quote be and why?
It's my own little personal quote, which is focus on what you can do and not what you can't. And that came from me working out. My fitness journey has been a lot of ups and downs. And I've discovered that anytime I'm struggling or anytime that I feel discouraged, it's usually when I'm too focused on all the things that I'm unable to do. The second I switch my mindset to the things that I can do, things become easier. I'm able to find way more solutions, and it just opens up a whole new world for me.
That sums up motivation and inspiration during these challenging times. What would it be and why?
You're gonna laugh at this one. I think my best quote so far has been, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get," because it sums it up. We can plan life. I had my life planned out, that I would be a manual wheelchair user, I would be this business person, I would go and do X, Y, and Z. I never in a million years thought I'd be voluntary chief exec of a dance charity and trying to get people to do a rumba, folk dance, hip hop routines. It just not concept. And I think for me that sums it up. You don't know what's coming around the corner. None of us know what's coming around the corner. But all we can do is make the best of what we have got and ensure that if a bad chocolate comes around the corner and you've got a coffee, if you don't like coffee or whatever it is, flavour you don't like, comes and hits you, then we take it, we swallow it, or spit it out and move on. Because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to be able to work together is us. And if we work together to ensure that we can continue on and we can move forward, that's the best we can do.
Quote B and why?
Oh, motivation, inspiration. Oh, right. Let me think. I don't know. Motivation, inspiration. I think my quote would just be what I write on every autograph: dare to dream. I think you can't achieve anything without a dream. You have to know where you want to go. So try everything, take every opportunity. If you don't love it, you'll learn from it. And when you find a thing you love, just run with it. Just dream about what you want to do with it and make it your life, because there's no better way to live. And just dare to dream.